On January 1st, I put out a video called my 2024 Year in Review MCU Edition. It only got 66 views, and I assume that's because it was over 17 minutes long. So I decided to take it down, chop it up, and release it as several short videos. This is one of them. Agatha All Along. Now, Agatha All Along went through several name changes. It went from Agatha the Darkhold Diaries to Agatha House of Harkness to Agatha Coven of Chaos to Agatha the Lying Witch with Great Wardrobe to Agatha All Along. And their official position on that is that they were always going to call it Agatha All Along, and that Agatha was doing some mischievous witchcraft to change the name over and over again. And it was a stupid explanation, poor marketing. Again, I can't say a lot about the show because I didn't watch it. I'm not the key demographic here. I'm kind of curious what the key demographic is. So let's go to our friend Copilot. What percent of Americans are lesbian? 0.7% of adult Americans identify as lesbian. What percent of Americans identify as witches? 0.4% of Americans identify as Wiccan or pagan. This translates to roughly 1.2 million people. Speculate. What percent of Americans identify as lesbian and witches? Combining two relatively small percentages can be tricky, but let's give it a shot. If about 0.7% of Americans identify as lesbian and 0.4% identify as Wiccan or pagan, the overlap would likely be a fraction of a percent. So we're talking about a very small number who identify as both. Speculate as to what that number might be. We estimate combining those two percentages, we might estimate that around 0.0028% of Americans identify as both lesbian and Wiccan or pagan. That is a rough calculation, but it gives us an idea of how small that group might be. What is 0.0028% of 346 million? So approximately 9,688 Americans might identify as both lesbian and Wiccan. So just like with Echo, the target demographic seems to be so incredibly low that I can't understand why this show was conceived in the first place. Again, I didn't watch the show. I couldn't possibly review it because I don't know a thing about it. I just thought that it would be funny to figure out the marketing strategy here or the key demographic or generally the numbers, and of course it's extremely low. So that was my non-review of Agatha All Along. I still haven't watched it, and I still don't intend to, unless you guys think I'm missing out on something great, in which case you can let me know. I do like Aubrey Plaza, so it is tempting.
Simp.
But in spite of what my wife thinks, I never watch a TV show or movie that I'm not interested in just because I like an actress who's in it. Once again, I thought the part with the Copilot was pretty funny, but I'm not sure if that joke is landing at all. I just think it's absurd that they always talk about representation, but once again, the people that they were representing were so very few and so very far between. Anyway, that's it. Tell me all the reasons I'm an idiot in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.